political science syllabus, isn't it? So here, in this one, which we are going to understand the concept of political science. Okay, in a political science, most probably the first chapter, second chapter, third chapter in the semester one, we would like to understand. These are all which is related to the political theory. Okay, so give me, and I think everybody have your own book with you right away. Okay, those who do not have books and all of them, please maintain the notes which I'm, whatever the points which I'm teaching you, please try to write it down in your notes so that and you can remember for next classes. Okay, so today's first chapter is political science, meaning, scope, and importance, isn't it? The first chapter. First, I will tell you the chapters and what we have in the first semester. How many units are there? What are the topics which we need to learn in the being a part of the first semester, which we try to understand. Let me tell here syllabus of this first semester. You know, first topic is introduction, which is block 1. Here in the unit 1, we will understand meaning, nature, and scope of political science. In the second chapter, we understand evolution of political science. And the third unit, we will understand relationship of political science with other social sciences, isn't it? And the block 2, and which we understand study of political science and approaches. And in this chapter, we will understand about few of the approaches which is related to the political science. And the unit 4, we understand that traditional approaches to the study of political science, isn't it? Which we understand. Similarly, here we will understand in a unit 5, modern approaches, behavioral and post-behavioral approaches. In unit 6, which we understand systems and structural functional approaches. And unit 7, we understand Marxist and neo-Marxist approach. In the block 3, theories of origin of state, we have here in this one unit 8, we understand here divine right and historical theory of state origin. Okay. In a unit 9, we will understand social contract theory and Marxist theory of state. Okay. And are you listening what I'm trying to say? You can unmute yourself and you can talk to me. Otherwise, give me a message in the message box. Okay. Is it my voice is audible to everyone?
Yes,
is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Then unit 10,
yes, sir.
we will understand state and government and civil society. And the unit 10, we will understand kinds of state, welfare, and totalitarianism. Unit 12, we will understand sovereignty, monoism, and difference between pluralism, isn't it? And the final unit, unit 5, here we will understand, and then chapter 13, individualism and fascism. Unit 14, we will understand anarchism and Marxism. Do you understand that? So all these topics as a part of your syllabus, okay? So now, and first chapter, as a student of political science, you should understand the meaning of political science, isn't it? Let me tell you, first you have to understand what is politics, isn't it? What is politics? You have to understand what is the meaning of politica, and then after you will understand entirely this political science first semester. I think how many of you know about the state and state government, okay, ruling party, opposition party, and legislature and all of them, isn't it? Okay, so I think you might have heard in every way these are all common words, isn't it? So as a student of political science, we must know that what is actually the meaning of politics. Okay, let me tell you, for the first time, the word which certainly described by many of the authors in the political science. One among them, the main author is Aristotle. Okay. Hence, the way what he has contributed for the development of political science among all the social sciences, it is the contribution it is done by the person named Aristotle. He's from Greece. The way what he has kept for his contribution in order to bring in this in political science as one of the best and one of the important social sciences. Hence, Aristotle is named as a father of political science, isn't it? What is this? Who is the father of and political science means father of the political science is Aristotle. Okay, Aristotle would be the father of political science because he initially started to contributing to understand the things of state, okay, the affairs of the state in a very systematic way. And he has proven that the political science, which consists of a lot of affairs, which is related to the state as well as which is related to the people's welfare. So hence Aristotle, the contribution, it was become a unique contribution among all the authors of political science. Hence finally, due to his contributions, has been named as father of a political science. This is all about it, isn't it? So this I just wanted to give you the minimum and introduction about this. Let me get into the subject further, isn't it? So if you see, often political science, it is very, very important because it looks and it discusses the matters. It tells you the things which are related to the and state, and it's a state affairs, isn't it? So now the first chapter is meaning, nature, and scope of political science. Here in this one, we will learn first that introduction part of it, isn't it? Then after which I've said it that there are two differentiations are there: politica, and as well as if you take etymological understanding of political science. This political science, the word which have derived from Greek language with the police. Okay. The Greek, in a Greek word, political science, which actually it used to be called it as politica. Okay. The word it used to be derived from a police. What is police here means? What is politica means in the Greek language? City or state affairs, isn't it? Politica means city or state affairs, isn't it? So soon after that, when city or state affairs, okay, and in order to looking after that, when all the things we discuss about a city or state affairs, then and then it shall be treated as an political, okay. So these political soon after etymologically changes into the political sciences. The entire contributions which have been and offered and which are completely contributed by the person named Aristotle, isn't it? So now here is that if you could see what actually the political sciences discuss in a short way, if you could see that the subject of political science is discuss the things which are related to the political institutions, okay, and it is related to the and political process of a state, political behavior of a state, and individual behavior of a state, and about human society, isn't it? Political science, what it does, first one, political science is discuss about political behavior of a state, okay, and also it discussed about individual behavior of a state, and also it discussed about political institutions, okay. It also discussed about the concept of that when you organize the human society, all of this thing you shall understand as a part of the political science, isn't it? So once again I'll repeat it. What you will understand, what is the objectives and competencies to understand the political science is that if you as a student of political science, what you need to understand here is that understanding political sciences makes you to understand political process of a state, political behavior of a state across the world. Okay, you shall understand the organized human society. You shall understand the political institutions, and all this thing you will understand in the as a part of the political science, isn't it? So as in order to that, and the thought is important. See, in general, Aristotle says that politics means understanding the political behavior and political institutions is called it as a political science. Let's say it's a draft definition which are stated by the Aristotle. Similarly, even other authors of a political science have defined the meaning and of political science. In other authors of the view, what are the political science here is that which we can understand definition of political science. One, see, Aristotle gave one definition to understand political science. Similarly, here other authors of the political science also which have and explained about the meaning and definition. Among them, the first one is in J.W. Gardner. Okay, J.W. Gardner have defined the meaning of the political science. What he said in his word? According to J.W. Gardner, political science means political science begins and ends with the state. Okay, what does it mean? Political science begins and ends with the state. Who have defined this definition means J.W. Gardner. In the words of J.W. Gardner, political science means political science begins with the state. Okay. What is this definition teach you here is that what does it mean political science here is that political science is a something that it deals everything about a state. You understand my point? Political science is a something which deals about an state. Okay. So statement was here. Let me tell you what is the meaning of state here is that. State means family. It consists of family, it consists of community, it consists of society. All this in a state you can find out in different cultures of people, different ethno identity of the people, and all of that. Isn't it? So everyone and here and will be a part of a state here. So political science is only the thing, entire political science which gives you explanation about a state and its and effects. See, for example, we are living in a state. Any person who would like to live in a state, he requires some sort of a rights and duties and some kind of a security protections and all of that. So in order to protect him in each and every individual, there should be a state, isn't it? State means, in the words of, what is the meaning of state according to Aristotle here is that state means a particular territory, okay, a particular territory which consists of government, sovereignty, and that population. A certain territory which consists of sovereignty, government, and population put together, it is called it as an political science. In the words of Aristotle, what is state means? He is defining about. See, in the words of J.W. Gardner, what he says that political science begins and ends with the state. Do you understand that? So in order to understanding and everything related to the state, and here political science will help you. The second definition which I will discuss about in Paul James, another person name is that Paul James, another author of the political science who defines about meaning of a political science. What he says, according to Paul James, political science is that part of social sciences which treats of the foundations of the state and the principles of the government, isn't it? So political science is a something which is the thing related to the principles of the government. Let me tell you what are the principles of the government. Government, can you tell me anyone that and what is the meaning of government? If you know the minimum knowledge, then you can understand this chapter. Otherwise, it is impossible to understand. What is the meaning of government?
The democracy, which is made by the people.
Group of people with the authority to govern a country or a state.
Government is an agent of state and people.
Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Yes. Political science, according to the word of, and here Lasswell and Kaplan. Okay, Harald Lasswell and Kaplan, another author of the political science, who and discuss and who define the political science meaning is, in his work, politics is an empirical inquiry, the study of shaping and sharing of power. Political science will make you to understand about who is the author here, who is the host here, Ibsen. Okay, fine. See, according to Harald Lasswell, he defines political science. Political about power. This is discuss anything which discuss about power, which shall be called it as a political science. Okay.
We are unable to listen your voice. Sir, not able to hear your voice, sir.
So you're stuck.
Sir, we are facing some network issues, sir.
Some technical issues is happening.
Last class will be same problem we faced. Sir, last class will be same problem, sir.
So sorry for the disturbance. Net disturbances. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry. Speak up, because getting little disturbance here, the net issues are here. See here, in the words of Harald and Lasswell, what he defines political science means discussing about the power. Okay. Is it my voice is audible to everyone right away?
Yes, sir, but some disturbance, sir.
Yes, sir. Please, sir, just to mute their mic, sir.
But we are getting some disturbance,
Okay,
sir.
just a second. One.
Sir, clearly we are listening noise only, sir, not our voice.
Wait, I'm muting to everybody here. That's what I said, and those who are joining in the class, and let mute your mic so that others will listen.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Is it my voice is audible now? Okay, fine. See, listen. In the words of Harald and Lasswell, political science means is a discussions of power. Okay. If anything, this political science also discuss about powers. Power means, let me tell you the meaning of power. What is power here? Power means You know, in general word, in dictionary meaning, power means ability. Okay. Power means influence, impact, energy, force, all these things, words meaning will come, isn't it? If you could see the general meaning of power in the dictionary, power means is something that ability, force, influence, okay, and even in other thing, if you could decide and discuss, it will be an impact and influence, isn't it? Impact and influence. So, political science also, which shall discuss about the concept of, you know, power. Okay, who have said that political science is nothing but power? Anything which discuss about power, that it shall comes under the political science. The author of the political science, Harald and Laswell, explained the meaning of a political science. Similarly, when you get into the other areas of the political science in the first chapter, okay, so you can also listen, you can also read other books, other definitions also here in your book. They have given in the page number 5, and name of the Seeley, Blanchfield, Sidgwick, and also the same time David Easton and Robson, Max Weber, all of them, they define the meaning of political science, isn't it? Then finally, what you need to understand here is that in the first unit, political science is discussed about the concept of power. Political science is also discussed and it tells you about the political institutions, political process, about government, about and behavior of individual, about behavior of the government, and everything you will understand in the political science. The polity, the word which I have derived from politica. Politica is something that which deals the things which are related to the city or state of us. Okay. Generally, the political, the word which I have derived from the Latin, Greek language, which is the polis. Polis means city or state of us, isn't it? Polis means city or state of us. In a general meaning, in a layman terminology, if anyone asks you the what is the meaning of political science here, the meaning of political science is nothing but it's a discussion. It deals about city or state of us, isn't it? Political science is discussed. It tells you the something which is related to the city or state of us. So, according to the definitions of other people, like such Harald and Laswell defines it, Paul James and J.W. Garner, okay, Blanchfield, Seeley, and all of them, they defines the meaning of the and political science. In a general word, what you need to understand here is that what is political science means. Political science is discussed about political institutions, political process of a state, and political and concept, political behavior, individual behavior. It also discusses about an organized human society, isn't it? That you need to understand it. And similarly, when it comes to the point of present political theory, okay, and what does it mean here is that political theory. In the first, in your paragraphs of your first chapter in your book, they have given an about the meaning of political science and concept of political science, isn't it? Now, here political science also can understand the different and concept that is one among them political theory, isn't it? What is meaning of political theory, isn't it? What is political theory? Here two words are there, isn't it? See here, everyone, I think, are English medium, isn't it? Everybody is English medium, isn't it? Do you understand my point? See, in a political science, what is the meaning of a political science? Means a political science, political process के बारे में पढ़ाया जाता, political institutes के बारे में पढ़ाया जाता, and also at the same time it discusses something which was related to one second. Okay, so listen to me, everybody. Here is that. So political science is something, a subject is among all the social sciences. Political science में क्या पढ़ाया जाता है यहाँ पर, मतलब एक स्टेट के बारे में, स्टेट का बिहेवियर है यहाँ पर, उसके साथ साथ यहाँ पर जितने सारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस काम कर रहे हैं, जैसा कि लेजिस्लेचर के बारे में, एग्जीक्यूटिव के बारे में, जुडिशरी के बारे में, सारे चीज के बारे में यहाँ पॉलिटिकल साइंस में पढ़ाई जाती है। ఇక్కడ పొలిటికల్ సైన్స్ జనరల్ గా తెలుగులో రాజనీతి సిద్ధాంతం అనే పేరుతో పిలుస్తారు. ఈ రాజనీతి సిద్ధాంతం రాజ్యానికి సంబంధించినటువంటి విషయాలని, అంటే ఒక శాసనసభ ఎలా పనిచేస్తుంది, ఒక కార్యనిర్వాహక శాఖ ఏ విధంగా అయితే నడుస్తుంది, ఓకే, ఇక్కడ అండ్ న్యాయ సమీక్షకి సంబంధించినటువంటి విషయాలు కావచ్చు, ఒక ప్రభుత్వానికి సంబంధించినటువంటి విషయాలు కావచ్చు, ప్రజల సంక్షేమానికి సంబంధించినటువంటి విషయాలకు సంబంధించినటువంటి అన్ని వాటికి పొలిటికల్ సైన్స్ అనేది ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తుంది. అంటే పొలిటికల్ సైన్స్ సంబంధించినటువంటి విషయాలన్నింటినీ మొట్టమొదటిసారిగా అండ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసినటువంటి వ్యక్తి అరిస్టాటిల్. కాబట్టి अरिस्टोटल फादर ऑफ द पॉलिटिकल साइंस अने पेरुतो पिलुस्तारु. यहाँ पे फादर ऑफ द पॉलिटिकल साइंस अरिस्टोटल को कहा जाता है क्योंकि पहली बार में अरिस्टोटल ने पॉलिटिकल साइंस को एंड सोशल साइंसेस में एक सब्जेक्ट बनाने के लिए बहुत सारा कंट्रीब्यूशन किया है. यहाँ पे पहली बार इन्होंने डेफिनेशन पॉलिटिकल साइंस में क्या पढ़ाया जाता है, कैसे पॉलिटिकल साइंस माना जाता है, सारे चीज के बारे में पहली बार यहाँ पे अरिस्टोटल ने यहाँ पे कंट्रीब्यूट किया. इसीलिए तो अरिस्टोटल को यहाँ पे फादर ऑफ पॉलिटिकल साइंस के जैसे माना जाता है. ठीक है ना. तो शास्त्र में पॉलिटिकल साइंस अरिस्टोटल क्या कहे, व्हाट इज अकॉर्डिंग टू अरिस्टोटल, अगर आप पॉलिटिकल साइंस क्या बोला जाता है, मतलब यहाँ एनीथिंग is explains about the state, okay, state affairs and city affairs, that it shall be called it as a political science in its works, isn't it? And you know, the first one, after all these discussions, again, political science can also be understood with the help of political theory, isn't it? Political theory द्वारा पूरा political science की मतलब अर्थम చేసుకోవచ్చు. यहाँ पे political theory के जरिए आप यहाँ पे political science में यहाँ पे समझ सकते हैं. तो यहाँ पे पॉलिटिकल थ्योरी अगर आप देखते हैं तो दो कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ वर्ड्स हम आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर, जैसा कि पॉलिटिकल एंड थ्योरी. मैंने ऑलरेडी बता चुका हूँ पॉलिटिकल के बारे में. पॉलिटिकल मीन्स एक कौन सी भी एंड स्टेट बिहेवियर के बारे में पढ़ा, वहाँ स्टेट अफेयर्स के बारे में पढ़ाया जाता, और इसके साथ साथ पब्लिक वेलफेयर के बारे में पढ़ाए जाते हैं. सारे चीज यहाँ पे पॉलिटिक्स में पढ़ाई जाती है. मतलब यहाँ पे एक पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम को सही तरीके से पढ़ने के लिए पॉलिटिकल थियरी को यहाँ पे इन्वेंट किया गया है. ఇక్కడ స్టేట్ కి సంబంధించినటువంటి విషయాలన్నిటిలో క్రమ పద్ధతిలో సరైన రీతిలో అండ్ నేర్చుకోవడానికి అర్థం చేసుకోవడానికి పొలిటికల్ థియరీ అనేది హెల్ప్ చేస్తుంది అన్నమాట. isn't it? పొలిటికల్ థియరీని తెలుగులో ఏమంటారు, రాజనీతి సిద్ధాంతం అని చెప్పొచ్చు, isn't it? సో రాజనీతి శాస్త్ర సిద్ధాంతం అనేది రాజనీతి శాస్త్ర అండ్ ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ ద్వారా మనం అర్థం చేసుకోవచ్చు, అది थियरी. ओके, तो यहाँ पे अब सारे लोग यहाँ पे पॉलिटिक्स को कैसे यहाँ पे आप समझे, इसी तरह से आप थियरी के बारे में पढ़ना चाहिए. Then if you understand these two words, political and theory, okay, you have to understand politics means here is that understanding the political behavior of the state, understanding the affairs of the state, understanding the political process of the state, understanding the political organized human society behavior is called it as politics. Okay, again I am repeating that and try to make you to understand it is that political is a something that which makes you to understand the process of political is a process of and political institutions and all of that, isn't it? And ये सारे चीज के बारे में अगर सिस्टमेटिक वे में यहाँ पे पढ़ रहे तो उसको थियरी कहा जाता है. थियरी అంటే తెలుగులో మన సిద్ధాంతం అని పేరుతో పిలుస్తారు. So now understanding the state related affairs in a systematic way is called political theory. What is a political theory put together? Understanding of a state affairs in a systematic way is called political theory. Let me tell you the meaning of theory only. Theory means anything which it can study in a systematic manner is called theory, isn't it? Do you understand the point? Okay, anything which it can understand in a systematic manner, which it can be called it as a theory. Then what is political theory? Understanding the systematic manner of human critics and the human life in a critical way, that it should be called it a political theory. Hope you understand what I am trying to say. Political theory means understanding the state affairs in a systematic manner is called it as a political theory, isn't it? A theory, again, it shall be discussed into the two different methods. One is a normative theory, another one is an empirical theory, isn't it? Here the word which I used in empirical, here the word which I used in normative. यहाँ पे दो तरह के यहाँ पे थियरी को पढ़ाया जाता है, एक कॉन्सेप्ट है नॉर्मेटिव थियरी और दूसरा कॉन्सेप्ट है एम्पिरिकल थियरी। इसे स्टेट के बारे में सही तरीके से समझने के लिए यहाँ पर थियरी पढ़ाया जाता है। थियरी के मतलब है, थियरी का मतलब है यहाँ पर कौन सी भी चीज को यहाँ पर सिस्टमेटिक मैनर में पढ़ाया जाता एंड अबाउट इन ह्यूमन लाइफ आदमी के any and behavior, human behavior, if it is understood in a systematic manner, that it shall be called it as a theory. Isn't it? What the theory? The theory again it is divided into two types. One is a normative theory, another one is an empirical theory. Normative के मतलब यहाँ पे होता है कौन सी भी चीज को यहाँ पे imagination based करना, okay, and at the same time इसको assumption based पे यहाँ पे पढ़ाया जाता है, उसको यहाँ पे it's a scientific understanding about empirical studies. Do you understand my point? Theory is to understand two concepts. One is normative theory, another one is an empirical theory. What is the meaning of normative theory? Anything which it can be understood in imagination based, assumption based, where there is no end, where there is no properly evidences, which it can be called it as a normative theory. Empirical theory, which it can be make you to understand in terms of scientifically. What is science? Can anybody tell me? Science is something where it consists of a reliability, where it consists of a consistency. So there is no change. Say for example, if I say H2O, isn't it? H2O would be the same. If I teach and somebody teach, and in the India, if it is about, you know that in water, if anybody who teaches about in water, that it should be the same. The whatever I am writing here, H2O, that it shall be the same. So here, in a something we understand about the state, in an imaginative method and assumption method, something we understand about state in terms of, you know, scientifical base, okay, with the evidences, isn't it? Very systematically, something which we understand on the basis of an evidence, something we understand on the imaginative basis, such as if you take it as a Plato's theory, such as if you take it as a Socrates theory, if it is such as if you take it as another theories are there like utilitarianism and all of them, that is merely based on the imaginative thing there, isn't it? So here, political theory is something which makes you to understand related to the state in a systematic manner, isn't it? Political theory, which helps you to understand something which is related to the, and you know that, you know, systematic manner, isn't it? That you need to understand. So if you could take it up, then how the genesis of the political sciences happened, isn't it? First, the political science which born and which started understanding in Greek by the Greek thinkers such as Aristotle, Socrates, as well as that Plato. Because these are all the three peoples which shall be treated as the pioneers of political science. What they call pioneers of the political science, isn't it? And earlier, and if you could see, and politics will not get changes into the master science. Okay, and all after genesis of the political science, the authors of the political science, such as Socrates, Aristotle, and all of them, they made it this as you can say political science is nothing but discussing the things related to the state affairs itself is called it as a political science, isn't it? If you could see scope of political science, isn't it? Scope is something that and how it is important to understand. To what extent that the political science helps you to understand, isn't it? to what extent political science and help you to understand, isn't it? Today, if you could take it up, okay, rights, okay. Today, if any person would like to live in the country, he requires much rights, isn't it? And also at the same time, in order to this rights protection, there is a need of a government, isn't it? In order to protections of the state and state government, there should be a need of government. So here, political science will make you to understand rights, duties of a person, and personal and every individual behavior and everything that you can see in that and here as a part of the political science. So today, what I mean to say, the political science is if a student, if do not know about and political science and state affairs, his life is going to become an impossible for an existence, isn't it? ఒక వ్యక్తి పొలిటిక్స్ గురించి అర్థం చేసుకోలేకపోతే ఇక్కడ and అతను రైట్స్ ఏంటి డ్యూటీస్ ఏంటి okay all of that he can't understand, isn't it? So in keeping in view of that, here in the political science you can see then scope of political science which makes you to understand rights, city affairs and all of that, and where you will understand, isn't it? And the next one is that if you could see in the second chapter, isn't it, evolution of political science. In the unit 2, if you could take it up, and evolution of political science, once again I'm repeating the unit 1 in the block 1, political science meaning, scope and importance, isn't it? In political science meaning, in political science is a subject among the social sciences. It discusses about political behavior, individual behavior and institutions such as legislature के बारे में पढ़ाया जाता है, यहाँ पर executive के बारे में पढ़ाया जाता और judiciary के बारे में पढ़ाया जाता है. इस सारी चीज के बाद, and these are all the things which you will understand in the and political science, isn't it? So all these things comes into the part and parcel of the political science in order to understand. When it comes to the point of another concept in the second unit, which you can understand here, is that evolution of political science. Let me explain evolution means what, isn't it? Evolution means, see for example, how this political science started it as a subject, okay, and how this has been an understanding, what are the things is a part and parcel of the political science. Everything, it is a part and parcel of this evolutionary process, isn't it? So in this and chapter, you will understand how political science has established as one of the social sciences, isn't it? How political science has established as a subject among the social sciences. The next one, here in this one, how political science can be understand, isn't it? What is the difference between the one social sciences to and political science, which we will understand as a part of this second and unit of your first block 1, isn't it? So I think, this political science is described as a science of state and government, isn't it? So political science is something that it is describes about, and it tells you that something is about a state, and it is related to this government affairs, city or state affairs, which I've said in the first class, isn't it? In the class, isn't it? So along with this, here in the evolutionary process, which we see that, in ancient period, how the political science was in existence, and how in the medieval period, what was the importance of this in political science, how and will be then modern times, how political science is to be treated as. If you could classify the evolution of the political science, how it used to be treated as a political science at the time of ancient time, how it used to be named it as in the medieval period, how it was, and how it will be discussed in the modern period, and all of that which we try to understand as a part of revolutionary and concept of the political science. Let me tell you, for the first time, the political science genesis has happened in the city of Greek, such as Athens and Sparta. Okay, Aristotle, Socrates, and that in Plato. These are all the three peoples which we have and relentlessly contributed to bringing this political science as one of the subject and of the political science. So as in the words of these people, and what does it mean this political science means? Anything which it discusses about a government and state affairs. Political science in the word's beginning, it was completely, and I mean confined to that discussing about city affairs and state affairs, right? Which means and how rights must be implemented for the people's welfare. Okay, how duties must be given to the people. If anyone who violated the rights of other, how the cases must be solved. It okay, how to and create security among the people, and all this was used to initially at the time of an ancient period, isn't it? That's the reason in ancient time political science used to be called it as a master science, isn't it? In ancient time, the what used to be called as a political science in ancient time, political science used to be called it as master science. Why it is named it as a master science here is that Aristotle, in his study of politics, he is named it as a master science. Because in the words of Aristotle, what he has defined, political science is nothing but master science. Because it discusses each and everything about human life, isn't it? It tells you the things about a human life, how an individual lead his life in a very systematic manner, how every individual need to understand in everything that you can understand is a part of this political science. So as a part of this, and Aristotle views, if you take it up, it tells you something which is related to the person's, I mean, human's life and human, I mean, systematic way of life and all of that. That is the reason it used to be considered as a master science at the time in Aristotle. Then and also that soon after that, when you could take it as, there are people which we defines, political science also is discussed about the statecraft, which I said that city or state affairs. Okay, society ela erpadutundi. Okay, what are their changes and how their life existence and all of them that you see in the political science, isn't it? So, as in the beginning, which we have discussed about political is a something, political science is a something which is in relation to the power and authority, isn't it? Of course, as similarly that in the beginning, if you could see in at the time of ancient time, political science is simply it used to be considered to be as an master science because it used to and it makes us to understand something which is related to human life and human rights and human duties and all of that which used to be understood. Okay. So in the medieval period, when it comes to the point of influence of orthodoxy, it was there. So how the influence of orthodoxy, which was in existence, and how this has been into the time of that, and how the orthodoxy, which used to impacted on the people and all of that, that we shall understand as a part of the political science, isn't it? When it comes to the modern period, the political science, which can be called as an attainment of scientific character, isn't it? How in the modern time, a city or state affairs can be studied very scientifically, isn't it? How do we understand about a life of a person? How do we understand about the concept of a state and all of that? We should be started to understanding as a part of the political science. Along with that, if you could see in America, how the political science can be understood. If you could see in a European contribution, American contribution to the political science, European contribution to the political science. If you could see most of the authors which have contributed from United States of America as well as to that and European and countries, isn't it? Apart from it, if you could see in the words of S.P. Verma, okay, political science, which is to be considered as institutional in focus and eclectic in an approach, isn't it? So eclectic approach, political science, which used to be considered into the a kind of very centralized, which discuss about in human life. American authors, if you could see, their contribution to the political science has happened in the matter of sovereignty and in the matter of state law, in the matter of rights and justice and working of government. All those things that defines as a part of the political science, isn't it? American authors have contributed the concept to the political science in the field of law, in the field of state, in the field of judiciary, in the field of sovereignty, in the field of rights. So whatever we are studying as a part of the political science, that was actually contributed from the United States of America, isn't it? So all this thing, rights related things also we understand in the political science. That was, if you could see, fundamental rights and fundamental duties, okay, state law, okay, like about in federal system, judiciary system, and that all these things which you understand as a part of the political science, especially in the modern time, isn't it? So all these concepts which have contributed by the United States of American thinkers, isn't it? Similarly, when it comes to the point of European contribution to the modern political science, if you could see, such as we understand in the future about in Karl Marx theory, isn't it? How Karl Marx has explains about in Marxian philosophy, and also David Easton, Sigmund Freud, founder of the psychoanalysis, and also the same Auguste Comte, and the concept of the sociological political philosophy, and Talcott persons, and all these authors which we understand as a part of the and European contribution. Similarly, soon after with this contribution, finally the political sciences emerge as a policy science. Policy science is something that which it can contribute to preparation of the and political, policies and all of that. According in that, you can see in your page number 18 in your book, whereas Lawrence Lowell, Graham Wallace, George Catlin, McDowell, Arthur V. Bentley, and Charles Merriam, Harold A. Laswell, all of them they contributed many things which is related to the political science, isn't it? So all these things in the evolutionary process, which you will understand how the political science, which it can be understand in the past and all of them, you can, and you know that, and repeat it, what I taught you right from beginning. Today we have discussed about political science, meaning, scope, and importance, as well as evolution of political science. Two topics which we have discussed from a first unit. Two topics which we have discussed about in first unit. The first one is the meaning of politics. See, meaning of political science. The word just politica, which I've derived from the Greek language, politica is something that city or state affairs, isn't it? Understanding anything about a city affairs, state affairs, that it shall be called it as in politics. Okay. The soon after Aristotle contributions, the way what he has tried, the way what he has defined and all of that, they said that politics is and discussed about in state and government, isn't it? Political science, which shall discuss about in state and government, that I have said it, isn't it? And also in order to understand the political science in the systematic way, there is a theory which also makes us to understand. I said about in theory meaning. Theory meaning is nothing but understanding the human life in a systematic manner is called theory, isn't it? Understanding the human critics in a systematic way is called it as a theory. So understanding the city affairs in a very systematic way, that it shall be called it as a political theory. So this political theory can divide it into the two types. One is a normative political theory, another one is an empirical political theory. Normative political theories is something where there is an entertainment of imagination and assumption, isn't it? So something related to the state which we understand in imaginatory basis and assumption basis, such as Plato's and theory of ideal state, okay, Aristotle theory of best state, okay, and also the Socrates ideas of the discourses of art and state, that it shall be understood as a part of the normative political theory. Empirical political theories is something which based on the science. Okay, anything if you can understand promptly, very pragmatically about a state, that it shall comes under the empirical theory. Such as if you could see modern thinkers in the political science, they say each and everything which you understand is today what we have. If I ask you the questions about an organs of the government, you tell three organs: legislature, executive, judiciary. This is what which you can see. Generally, any theory which it consists of an evidences, science, and all of them, that it can be called it as an empirical political theory. What is a science? Which you can taste, touch, and sense. A science is something that which you can sense it, taste it, touch it, experience it. All these characters, if it is possess anything, that it shall be called it as a science, isn't it? So whatever we are experiencing, whatever the concept in the political and state which we are in, sense it and touch it, and which we can experience in all of that, that it shall be discussed under the, that an empirical theory. So, however, the understanding the city or state related affairs in a systematic manner and understanding the human life critically in a systematic manner, that it shall be called it as an theory. And this is what in the first and the chapter of your unit 1. The second chapter is about evolution of political science. So in this chapter, which we have understand how political science has emerged as a policy science and how political science has emerged as one of the sciences in the social sciences. What was the contribution of the United States of America to the political science? to development as one of the social sciences subject among all other social sciences. Similarly, we also understand about the contribution of European people as a part of to making the political sciences and one of the subject science and master science, isn't it? Similarly, along with European as well as to that, and soon after in the modern time, means at present time, political science is also to be considered as a policy science. In the policy science, how it has been emerged as a policy science, in the words of Laswell, in the words of Charles Merriam, in the words of George Catlin, all of that you can read in your book, you can understand all of that. This is for today's and class and about introductions to the political polity and political theory as well as evolution of the political theory, isn't it? So if you have any doubt, and I'll just give you the permission to chart it in the bar and speak it to yourself, and then you can ask the questions to me right away.
Sir, there is any record related to this subject?
Yes, mister. Whatever I am teaching, even in the last year classes also, it is there in the YouTube. And you can, and what is your name? I'll share the link to your, you just see that and YouTube link I am pasted in your chat box. Everyone, please, and I mean, paste it and you can see later this class, isn't it? So in order, if you understand the first chapter, in order to understand the first chapter, first you need to read once, because this is completely based on terminology. Okay, normative political theory, state means was and all of that. And first you have to read. Then after you listen to this class, you shall understand everything about the first chapter, isn't it? I have posted a link to you and you can see in your chat box, Zoom chat box. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir, very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, fine then, and we'll meet you on tomorrow in the same.
Sir,
Sorry?
thank you, sir.
Can you make a WhatsApp group, sir, to share information about the subject?
No, actually,
Yes,
we don't have such a restriction.
Sir, it is correct idea, sir.
Did you give answers?
Yes, sir. It's a
Do
correct
one
idea,
thing.
but
Do one thing. I
Sir?
think you have my number in the, your timetable. You can add it
Okay.
to me after adding a group. Okay.
Oh, okay,
Sir,
sir.
once tell your number
Is
oral.
it-
Sir, once tell
No,
your
no, I
number,
can't.
sir.
I
That's
can't
what.
tell because no. I have. I think my number is there in your timetable. If it is there, you please find it. But otherwise, you inquire from a concerned examiner and from your study center.
okay, sir. I got it.
Coordinator
Your
is there,
number.
right?
Yes, sir. We have
Then
got it.
that's
Your
fine.
number.
Okay, make it as an added in the group so that whatever the hand notes and everything, I'll
Where
forward
is
it
your
to you.
number,
However,
sir?
Go to your timetable. Then you can appeal this number.
yes, in the
Zoom
timetable
meeting.
sheet you will
Zoom
find.
meeting ID says SAR number. Zoom meeting ID.
No,
Okay.
not
Can
that is,
appear
not
there.
that is, okay.
Okay, sir.
Other one is there, you can see that, other number. It's not my Zoom ID is not my number. And I think you will find in the timetable, you can check once, okay?
Yes, I got
Anything
your
else?
number. Yeah, sir. It's
Fine.
a
Sir, the class will be
9807049232.
only Saturday and Sunday, sir.
Yes. In a week only, there will be 2 days for taking a class. That it will be 1 hour, 1 hour. Today is Saturday, 1 hour. And another class. I think you have only 10 classes, right? 10 sessions.
Yes,
Today, one
sir.
session is completed.
Yes, sir.
Remaining 9 sessions will be held. Okay. See, for this chapter understanding, I feel it that you have to read first once. Otherwise, you can't understand this. You have to read
Yes,
in
sir,
your
we-
book first. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Okay,
whatever
sir.
you have a book, try to read one and then after listen this class, and already it's been saved in your YouTube channel, which I have posted in your and Zoom chat box. You can save it, that link. Always you can open it and you can watch the class. Okay.
Thank
And
you, sir.
along with that last year classes also there, and you can also check the last year classes. Okay.
Sir, will you give the answers for the questions, sir?
No. Already it's there in the book. You can read, Okay.
So what is the difference between polity and political science?
Very good. So polity is something which discuss about in city or state affairs. Okay. For example, you take it as polity is a micro, political is a macro. Let's say, for example, in your home, there are 10 members. Okay.
Sir, there's a
10 members is called as a family.
Sir, there is a disturbance from Aisha.
There is a disturbance.
There is a disturbance from Aisha,
Understanding
sir.
about one particular person in your family is called it as a polity. Let's assume it. Similarly, in a whole state, understanding about one particular institution, such as legislature, executive, judiciary, is called it as a politic. And political is something that, okay, it is a group of institution. Political is discussed about a group of institutions, such as I gave example. In your home, understanding one particular thing about one member in your family is called it as a politics. Understanding about an entire your family structure, entire your family behavior comes under the political, isn't it? So political is a larger concept, whereas politic is a narrower concept, isn't it? So politics is something which it can also be called it as exercising of power. So one department, how is exercising its power, you shall understanding of politics. Whole nation, how it is exercising the power, that you shall understanding the political. That's what. So first politics, then after political. Political is an emerged and consists of everything. Okay, policy, power, and authority, everything it consists of. Hope you understand.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving clarification, sir. Clarity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
I have a
every
question.
Monday and Saturday, only 2 days where class is conducted, sir.
భయ గ్రూప్ అడ్మిన్ ఎవరు ఉంటారు భయ? హలో
హలో
హలో గ్రూప్ యాడ్ చేస్తామని చెప్పన్నారు కదా, ఎవరైతే యాడ్ చేసి ఇస్తారా?
లేదండి.
ఎవరున్నారు గ్రూప్ లో? అంటే ఎవరో మాట్లాడారు కదా, గ్రూప్ నెంబర్ వాట్సాప్ యాడ్ చేస్తామని చెప్పి.
లేదండి, తెలీదు.
ఎవరు
మీ
అన్నారు?
దగ్గర సార్ నెంబర్ ఉంటే మీరే యాడ్ చేయొచ్చు కదా.
మీ నంబర్ ఉండదు కదా నా దగ్గర.
లేదండి నా దగ్గర.
హలో
సార్ వెళ్ళారా?
అందరి దగ్గర నంబర్స్ ఉంటే అందరి ఒక్క దగ్గర కంబైన్ చేసి ఒక్కొక్కరు తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు అందరి గ్రూప్ అడ్మిన్ ఇచ్చి అందరు యాడ్ చేయండి.
ఆల్రెడీ గ్రూప్ లో ఉన్నారు కదా.
ఏ గ్రూప్ లో?
ఏ గ్రూప్
ఉంది కదా, బిఏ గ్రూప్ ఉంది కదా.
టెలిగ్రామా?
టెలిగ్రామ్ ఉంది, బిఏ గ్రూప్ ఉంది, మళ్ళా హెచ్ఈపి అని ఒక గ్రూప్ ఉంది కదా బిఏది.
లేదు మా దగ్గర ఏ గ్రూప్ లో యాడ్ చేయలేము.
ఏ గ్రూప్ లేదు.
లింక్ పెట్టండి అందరికి. ఒకసారి గ్రూప్ లింక్ పెట్టండి, మేము మీకు యాడ్ అవుతాం.
గ్రూప్ లింక్ దగ్గర ఉంటే షేర్ చేయండి కొంచెం ఇందులో. ఇప్పుడు చాట్ లో
ఏ గ్రూప్ లో నన్ను కూడా యాడ్ చేయండి.
ఓకే
అదే బ్రో, ఎవరైనా నంబర్ చెప్తే ఇట్లా ఒక గ్రూప్ లో యాడ్ చేస్తే ఇట్లా ఫ్రెండ్ ద్వారా నుంచి అందరం యాడ్ కావచ్చు కదా.
ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఎవరైతే మీరు గ్రూప్ లో లేరంటున్నారో ఒకసారి నెంబర్ చెప్పండి, నేను దాంట్లో యాడ్ చేయమని చెప్తాను అడ్మిన్ కి.
9133
1 minute 91.
హలో
చెప్పండి.
9133 5764
5764
52.
ఓకే.
766 098
7366
7366 కాదండి, 766
ఓకే
098
098
1562
1562
62 766 098 1562.
ఓకే ఓకే.
నన్ను కూడా యాడ్ చేయండి. హలో
నన్ను కూడా
నా పేరు శివకృష్ణ.
46